Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to speak about dream demons. Excuse me, folks. My vision isn't completely into focus, so must take a certain type of directive. Okay, I have to bring some of that darkness back in of a surround. We go into darkness, and then many of us dream, but some of us remain in that darkness. So we find comfort in that darkness, those of us that don't dream on occasions. So there is comfort in the darkness. So when you wake up and you come back into the light, it's like you sort of keep some of that dark perspective in your mindset. Yeah, anyway, this topic is about dream demons, not necessarily or not necessarily only in the form of a monstrosity, creature, villain, foe, but fear itself. Yeah, indeed, folks. Fear could be a demon too because it can manifest. What if that very fear manifested depending on the extent of that fear? You all watch Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy portrays a type of dream demon that preys on people's fears. He feeds off of those fears. Why is fear so important for him? Why do he need to feed off of that? If he has the power to get rid of his enemies, then that should be enough. But it ain't, because that very fear is a drug, but he manifests as that fear in the form of a dream demon. So fears can work like that in ways, and they certainly can work like that in dreams, such as in a case where you're walking down the street at night and somehow you're very fearful. You don't know why, you just are. And then things become even more frightening, even though there's no reason to do that. So imagine the build up on that fear. So if left unchecked, it can manifest, beyond that fear build up. And that fear build up becomes the demon. There are different type of dream demons that affect persons and things inside of dreams. Like it could be the very dark surrounds. It could be the mysterious car at night in the dream that's coming down the street and you look back at it. It could be somebody walking down the street that looks a bit strange and odd. And all these events are going down in the dream. Now, with those being the case and many, many more, if people let those particular encounters inside of their dream manifest beyond that, then of course, they give power to that fear and it can manifest as a worst nightmare, which is a dream demon, of course. Other dream demons that appear in dreams are also predicaments, situations, circumstances that you would not definitely put yourself into. It could even be a job. It could be the worst type of job that you would never ever want to work at, but nevertheless you wound up there in that dream. And then somehow you don't finish out the whole 8 hours because you don't want to, because your desire is to lead at it. Somehow you know that that's a low wage paying job because of the situation around you. You could tell the difference between skilled labor and non-skilled labor. So that very job takes on the form of the dream demon. So you can name a variety of types of dream demons. I know some would say, what, that job, it isn't necessarily all bad, but yeah, it represents the all bad of somewhere you don't want to work, be, hang out at, look at. Then it says just you can't wait to get away from it. So just say your fear is always going back there, of course, and it can manifest into something even greater. Like I know somebody say, well, the guy might get cursed and get a a similar type of job outside of the dream. Yeah, that would be real messed up. But that is another story, folks. Yeah, so with these dream demons, like if you know the process behind them, what leads to them, what gives them steam and momentum, like that. So there are ways to reduce that and most minimize it by simply do not letting it manifest into a complete uncontrollable thing, which certainly can affect you even greater or more. Yeah, the worst fears manifest affect you beyond imagination. If you let them manifest that way, who knows what desire and will and intent could add to a particular emotional spectrum. Remember, mind over matter, folks, mind over matter. So there is power within concentration of thought and focus. Look at what it can accomplish. Look in society at what it has accomplished, and all in society, look at what it has built, what it has brought, what it has innovated. That's all of the mind states of many minds. So the mind made all of those, or the minds made all of these things real and very much true and proven. Because if it goes way past those things, then you know this stuff is real. We could do this. We have the ability to make this because of our mindsets on formulating ideas and processes for purposes of building and designing things. Yeah, folks, it's best to focus away from the anxieties in those dreams. Now, when it gets excessive, then yeah, dream demons can come into play. And through the process of dreaming, they find something that someone fears, each individual. It's like a dream, a nightmare is like a sort of fear search on what would make this guy frightful or afraid. You know, what would put him on edge, put him in an uncomfortable position. Like, so dreams search that out. Or if that lays on the mind heavily, then dreams know where to get it. And then, of course, if it's bad, then they'll manifest it into something very ugly and unfortunate. Yeah, folks. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I'd appreciate it if you would give me those likes, comments, and please subscribe to me, Detroit Miracle. Thank you.